Now that we have seen the algorithm behind quicksort algorithm, let's go and let's implement the same using Java. For that, like for any other sorting algorithm that I've implemented, I'm going to go ahead and create a new class inside the Eclipse project and specifically inside the sorting package. And I'm going to call this class as quicksort, and I'm going to add the main method, and I'm going to click on finish. Okay, now if you remember the pseudocode clearly, we will be using recursion for implementing the quicksort. As part of the recursion, we want to pass some of the starting index as well as the last index in the array that we need to process in the implementation, right? So for that, according to that, I'm going to define the function declaration as public static integer array. Let's say the function name is quicksort. Okay, and it will take integer array arr, and it will take integer variable which is by the name start, and it holds the index where we need to start in the recursive call. And I'm going to define another variable end. This end will represent till what index in the array we need to continue this process in the recursive calls. Okay, and one more thing that you remember, it is an in-place algorithm, right? Whatever the array that we have been given, in that array itself we are doing sorting. It's just that we are following the divide and conquer approach here. Okay, we need, as part of the base condition, if you remember the pseudocode that we have implemented clearly, as part of the base condition, we will be dividing the array into two parts, just based on the pivot index that we get. Okay, then again we will call the same functions recursively, right? As long as that is start is less than end only. At any point, if the both indexes become same, that means that the left half is already sorted and the right half is already sorted. So we can simply return. So as part of the recursive call, I'm writing the base condition first. If start is greater than end, greater than or equal to also we don't need. In that case, I'm simply returning whatever the array. Okay, otherwise, as part of the first step, what we will do, we will try to find the pivot index. Once we find the pivot index, we will call the same function recursively from start till pivot index -1, and for right side recursive call, we will be calling the same quicksort function that we have written with pivot index +1 till the end whatever we have got. So first, let's assume that we are going to write a function which will give us pivot index. Let's assume that we are going to define that function as pivot, and it will take the array and it will take the start index as well as end index. Okay, let's assume that this function we are going to implement it in some time. Okay, so after we got this pivot index, what we will do, we will simply call the quicksort. We will pass array and start index till pivot index -1. Why? Because till whatever the value we have at pivot index is the correct position for that specific value. All the values on the left side are smaller than the value that we have at pivot. All the values on the right side are greater than pivot. But one thing you need to remember, just because I said they are smaller, they need not be sorted. They can still be arranged in the random order. So it is our job to sort them. So we are calling the same quicksort function by passing the entire array with start index that we have got in the recursive call till pivot index -1, which will contain the left part of the array that needs to be sorted. Similarly, once this left part is done, we will have to go on to the right part also, right? For that right part, I will call quicksort. I will pass the array and I will pass starting index will be pivot index +1 till end index. Okay, this is the general merge sort implementation. We are not done yet. We will have to go and implement this pivot function. Okay, so this pivot function has to return the pivot index in the array that is appropriate for a value that we have moved into appropriate position in the array, right? So for that, let's say I'm going to define a function called public static int. It has to return int. Let's say the function name is pivot. It will take integer array and it will take the start index and it will take the end index. Okay, now what exactly we will do once this is done? In the end we will, once this is done, in the end we will return array. Okay, if you remember the pseudocode that we have understood while talking about the algorithm and pseudocode for this quicksort, I mentioned that we will be taking the value at the start index itself as a pivot value in the beginning. Later on we will do all the comparison operations and swapping. In the end we will move that value into appropriate position and we will return that specific index, right? For that, so what I'm going to assume is pivot, let's say int pivot index equal to, in the beginning it will be start, and int pivot value will be whatever we have at ARR of start. Okay, now what is our job? We will have to compare all the values from start place 1 index till end index, and we will have to move all the smaller values to right, all the larger values to left, and in the end we will arrange this specific value in the correct index. For that, what I'm going to do is, for int start, let's say for int I, which starts from start index plus 1 and ends at end and I plus plus. Okay, now what we will do, we will simply compare the values we have at, whatever the pivot value we have with the value at ith index in the array that we have been given. So what I will do, if pivot is greater than whatever the array of I, ARR of I, then we will need to swap the value. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to update the pivot index, let's name it as index. Let's update pivot index to pivot index plus 1. Now let's try to, because we already whatever the pivot index we had, we assumed that whatever the value we have at that index is the correct value, right? So we should not use that. We should always increment it so that we will fill it with the appropriate value. So what I will do, let's say I'm going to read the, for swapping logic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read temporary variable from array of ith index into temp variable, and now what I will do is ARR of I equal to ARR of pivot index. Okay, now whatever the value we have in temp, which is nothing but the initial value before updating, whatever the value we have at that ith index needs to move on to the ARR of pivot index. So ARR of pivot index equal to temp. Okay, once this loop is done, we would have moved all the values which are smaller till pivot index. Now our job is to move whatever the value we have at pivot index to the start, and whatever the value we have at pivot to the pivot index that is being held by the variable pivot index. So what we will simply do, outside the for loop, I will simply do AR, let me take a temper variable int temp equal to, or let's say pivot value equal to ARR of start. Okay, now ARR of start equal to ARR of pivot index. Okay, ARR of pivot index equal to ARR of, directly we can say pivot value. Okay, in the end, what is the pivot index? Whatever the value we got here, so we will simply return it, return pivot index. Okay, so what exactly we did, in the beginning, whatever the value we have at the start index, we took it into some variables, pivot index and pivot value, and all the values from start plus 1 index till the last value, we should make sure that we are arranging in such a way that all the values on the pivot should be smaller, all the values on the right should be larger. For that, I'm going to compare and swap the values. In the end, whatever the value we have at this pivot index will be the actual pivot index. So whatever the pivot value we stored, I will move it and I will return the pivot index that we have got here. Okay, so this is how we actually implement the quick sorting algorithm. Now let's try calling this function and see if the values are, if it is actually able to sort the array in the ascending order. For that, let's say the array that I want to sort is integer array a equal to new, sorry, let's me just initialize the values 1 minus 20 11 minus 11 3 2 0. Let's assume that these are the values I want to sort. So what I will do, I will simply be calling quicksort array. Start index will be 0, end index will be array dot length minus 1. So what we will do, we will simply do a dot length minus 1. Okay, and it is returning the sorted array, right? Integer array sorted array equal to this. Now let's try printing it. For int I equal to 0, I less than sorted array dot length I plus plus sysout of sorted array of I. Okay, now let's try executing this program. Run as Java application. Okay, do you see we have got the sorted array in the end? So what exactly we did, we tried writing the recursive function for implementing the quicksort, but in the case of merge sort, what we exactly did, in the case of merge sort, we divided the array into two halves directly. Okay, but in the case of quicksort we won't do that, but we will be dividing the array into two parts and we will apply the conquer and divide and conquer approach by finding the pivot index. How will we find the pivot index? This is the logic that we have implemented. Okay, so I hope you understand it very clearly. Make sure that you understand merge sort and quicksort very clearly, because these are the two sorting algorithms that are frequently asked as well as used internally when the core level packages are being implemented. Okay, so being said that, I'll see you in the next one.